When you rush your hips down, does the ball push right and power drop? You practice hard, but on the course that hip turn disappears? The more you spin your hips, the worse consistency gets. Hey golf lovers, welcome back. This is Swing Crew. And today's swing model. Hi everyone, I'm Quack Deli from the Golf Fairy channel. Is turning your hips fast really correct? Actually, no. More precisely, it's not hip speed, it's separating hips and torso. Pros know that exact order, so they swing slowly and consistently while creating huge power. So how do amateurs like us build that sequence and timing? Shoulder turn and weight shift. Just understand this and you'll swing slower, more consistently, and still hit it much longer. I'll show you exactly what to do, step by step. Finally, I prepared a 30-minute range drill for you. Watch to the end, and your downswing feels slower, but way more powerful. Alright, let's jump right into it. Shoulders first. 90 degrees of shoulder turn. That's a full turn. 2 keys. First, rotate your shoulders, don't lift your arms. Second, at the top, chest faces away from the target. Both conditions equal a true 90-degree shoulder turn. Mirror check. You'll instantly see if your backswing really hit 90 degrees or stopped near 70. Most golfers stop right there. Sure, full shoulder turn matters for distance, obvious. The real reason? Without that 90-degree turn, the whole downswing sequence simply doesn't work. Know how pros sequence their downswing? It's hips, torso, arms, club. That acceleration order is the real distance engine. I'll cover this in detail next, but the sequence needs one prerequisite. Starting down, your torso stays more coiled than hips. Why? For hips to fire first, the torso must briefly resist. Hips unwind, torso holds. That gap lets the hips accelerate alone. If the shoulders only turn 70 degrees, hip rotation shrinks too. Gap narrows. Less separation, so the sequence starts weak. Then what? Starting down with weak separation invites 2 classic compensation moves. First, the hips tend to slide sideways instead of rotating. Rotation power is weak, so the body instinctively shoves sideways to make distance. Second, the arms supply that missing power. Where's this power from? So you start throwing. Now you get casting, the release burns off before impact, and the club outraces the ball. Both kill distance and accuracy, the worst combo. So how do everyday golfers like us build a true 90-degree shoulder turn? Watch pro backswings. Their shoulders turn nearly 90 degrees from square. Ledge shoulder under the chin. That's the checkpoint. The data's really clear. Golf WRX looked at P3, the point where the shaft's parallel to the ground. Right there, PGA pros are already turned 53 degrees. Amateurs land between 23 and 43 degrees. Already a 30-degree gap halfway into the backswing. Then pros turn 30 degrees more to reach 90, while amateurs pretty much stop there. You start late and finish early. Yet we think we turned fully. You think you turned plenty, but film yourself from the front, 90% have the shoulder above the chin. Why? You're lifting the arms, not turning the shoulders. Arms build no spring. Your chest must face away from the target. Try it in a mirror, the difference is shocking. Face the mirror. Grab a club, chest high. Now turn your shoulders. Check the mirror. Ledge shoulder under your chin. It won't reach. Normal. 5 slow reps, then 10 at speed. One caution, don't straighten the knees or lift your spine. Keep your address posture and spine angle, shoulders only. 90 degrees. Standing up to turn isn't 90, it's just spinning, and bending back down at impact loses the club. Alright, the spring's loaded, but just releasing it won't give you distance. Release it while compressed. I'll show you that next. Now, here's some really important data for you. A 2008 study. They tested 100 amateur golfers like us. Using 3D motion capture, they measured shoulder turn angle, hip turn angle, both rotation speeds, and the gap between them. Then, what correlated most strongly with ball speed? The result? Shoulder turn, hips, nope, the gap between shoulders and hips, separation. Statistically, it was clear. Simply put, shoulders turn 100, hips follow 80, meaningless, 20 degrees. but shoulders turn only 80 and hips stop at 40? 40 degrees. That golfer hits farther. Wild. Not how far your body turns, but how separately shoulders and hips turn. That gap drives club hit speed the most. We've covered this before, right? X factor. But there's more. Study found something else. In the final 400ths before impact, your torso's rotation speed decides ball speed. Faster than blinking. How explosively your torso turns there, that's distance. So how do you make your torso explode in 400ths? Think, spin faster. Does it? No way. No human consciously controls 400ths of a second. You can't consciously think and move that fast. Answer. Don't turn it directly. Make it fire automatically. The torso takes the hips' power and explodes. The trigger is separation between hips and torso. So what exactly is this separation? The hips turn first, the torso waits. That time lag creates distance between them. That's how you release the shoulder spring you already loaded. Hips go first, so the torso can't follow, and that spring stretches tighter. 90 degrees becomes 110. This is the X factor stretch. But why does hip rotation trigger torso explosion? Here's the key. A whip. It cracks, right? Why that crack? Swing the handle fast, stop suddenly, and energy floods the tip. The tip breaks the sound barrier and cracks. Did you swing the handle faster for that? No, you stopped the handle. The downswing is that whip. Your hips are the handle. Step by step. As the downswing starts, hips go first, torso waits. The hips accelerate and build energy, then suddenly decelerate right before impact, like they're stopping. That's the whip handle stopping. So where does all that stored energy go? It floods into the separated torso. So the torso explodes in that final 0.4 seconds. That's what that 0.04 seconds really means. Energy fires through your arms and club into the ball. Here's the catch. Without separation, this doesn't work. If hips and torso turn together, stopping the hips transfers nothing. It's already turning, so nothing transfers. Here's the summary. Hips go first, separating from the torso, then decelerate at impact and hand off that energy. Separated torso explodes for 0.04 seconds. No separation means no distance. So, how do hips lead? 99% get this wrong. They hear hips first and shove them toward the target. That's called sliding. Sliding isn't rotation, so no separation happens. Rotate the hips, don't push. Your left hip pulls back, rotating in place. Ratios matter. At the top, a pro's shoulders turn 90 degrees, hips 45. Shoulders turn twice as far, 2 to 1, so you start the downswing already separated. And in the downswing, it's timing, not speed. Hips start first. If the hips and shoulders start together, that 2 to 1 separation from the backswing collapses. Everything rotates as one. Careful, nobody said slow. A pro's hips rotate incredibly fast, 400 degrees per second. The key is hips starting before shoulders. A timing gap. Within that gap, the whip handle accelerates, then decelerates, transferring that energy upward. Now for the drill. It's the step drill from Coach Justin Parsons at Titleist Performance Center, Sea Island. You literally move your feet to groove the hip turn sequence. It's 3 beats, 1, 2, 3. Move the feet on beat, hips follow along. Let's get specific. First, set up, tee up. Your feet move, so mats feel awkward here. Sit your feet almost touching, then stand just slightly behind the ball. Now, rhythm. 1. Right foot steps back. Club hasn't moved. The foot moves back first, loading 70% right. Backswing starts there. You're creating the pressure shift pros make before lifting the club. On 2, full backswing, left foot steps toward the target. Left foot lands forward before the club reaches the top. The foot beats the club. Now the hips rotate automatically. On 3, weight fully left, hips rotating toward the target. Post the left leg and turn like rounding a corner. Impact and finish. 4 stages. Stage 1, 10 swings. Count 1, 2, 3 on empty swings. Timing's tricky at first. Normal. Step 2, 5 smooth shots off tees. Half your normal distance works. Check your lead foot lands before impact every time. Hear that? Sequence is right. Step 3, 5 at full distance. Same rhythm, full swing. Now you'll finally feel your body follow your feet. Step 4, 5 swings, normal stance, no step. Feet still, but keep counting. 1, press the trail foot. 2, press the lead. 3, weight over. Pressure alone builds the same sequence. That's it. The drill's real value, you never force separation yourself. Foot moves first, hips follow, upper body stays at the top. That gap is the X factor stretch we discussed. Nail the rhythm, separation follows. Run all 4 steps, 1 set, 7 to 10 minutes. Warm up before practice. Then every full swing that day flows feet, hips, torso, then club. We've built hip rotation, but there's a trap here. Release. We'll cover that next video. Now you know everything about the hip turn. First, build real coil with the shoulder turn. Second, separate hips and torso to maximize club head speed. The step drill trains it. Swing Crew subscribers who made it here, seriously impressive. Most amateurs get stuck at 90 degrees, right? But you built the shoulder turn and you understand hip-torso separation. Smooth but powerful speed, you're already halfway there. Don't stop here though, because a great swing means nothing if you still score badly on the course. That's why course management is huge. Next video, I'll break down lowering your scores in detail. Subscribe and you're set. Thanks so much for watching. Until every Swing Crew subscriber, no, every American golfer, plays happy golf, I'll keep bringing better info and solid tips. Thanks, Swing Crew out.